They'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs at
Hi everybody, Western West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. So, what's been going on the last sort of 6 or 7 hours since last night? I think it was broken. Lots to talk about. Roll those titles, as Anton would say. So, let's start off with the headline news, so to speak. It's been widely reported today that we have had a €35 million bid plus 5 million in add-ons accepted by Lille for Amadou Onana. What's your name? No, I'm not doing that. Everyone's done that. I am doing Amadou, do, push by an apple, shake the tree. That's my one. So according to several resources, it broke about last night. A French journalist broke the news, and since it's been collaborated, it's been confirmed by the likes of obviously ex-WHU employee, Sky Sports, multiple news sources, that the deal has been accepted by Lille for the 20-year-old 6'5" Belgium international. Interesting, very exciting. We'll talk about some of the other stuff as well that's happened, but a few people were like, I don't really know much about him, so I thought what I'd do is do a little bit of a fact file reel like we do. Not as good as Anton's, because I literally put it together in about 5 minutes, but hopefully this will give you an idea of the types of things. Let's take him off. So he is a 20-year-old Belgium international. His youth career started at Anderlecht. It moved on to RWZ Brussels, which I believe is in Brussels. And he then went to Zuid, Waregem, and then Hoffenheim, and that was in his youth career. He made one appearance for the Hoffenheim second side, but that was not a full international, sort of full professional game. He made his professional debut the 14th of September 22, so literally almost 2 years ago, under 2 years ago, he became a professional, made his professional for Hamburg, who he went on to play for 25 times and scored 2 goals. And then in the summer, he moved to, not this year obviously, summer before last, moved to Lille for around £7 million. And that was, and in terms of last season for Lille, he made 32 appearances and he scored 1 goal. Didn't start, I think he only started about 11 games last season. He's still 20, still learning, but was obviously very impressive during his season at Lille. Obviously, you can see he's a Belgian international as well. He's originally from, I believe he was born in Dakar, and I think his mum is Senegalese and his dad is a different African nationality. I can't remember. I'm really sorry. So in terms of his international career, he's represented Belgium for under 17s, 18s, 19s, under 21s, and the full Belgian side. He made his international debut for Belgium against the Netherlands 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Wow, that's impressive. So you can see how he's quickly developed into a very, very, very good player. And obviously with the World Cup coming up as well, it could be a really interesting season for him. In terms of his, we all want to see the heat map. Where's the heat map, Russ? How can you not have a Russie B thing without a heat map? So he's primarily been used as a defensive midfielder in his career. However, and this is the little thing I could see even more likely happening, particularly with the news that maybe Diop's going as well. He has been utilised in central midfield, sort of more in a more attacking sense, but he has also been used as a centre back. And I think that's something which people haven't... he didn't play centre-back for Lille last season, but he has played centre-back before. So, and at 6'5", you would not be surprised. He is quite the colossus when it comes to, his football attributes. In terms of Lille, he made 32 appearances last season and scored 1 goal. Just a couple of stats. His average pass accuracy was 83% for Lille last season, and he didn't have a single error leading to a goal being scored. So that is encouraging as well. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Onana? Sorry, Flo just texted me. I'm just going to say, sorry. We'll call you back in a bit. So yeah, what do you think about Onana? It's exciting. It's exciting. It is. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. Also, I mean, let me just share this. Where is it? I was just putting this together this morning, just as we were about to start. That's how. Let me just do this and do that, and I can share my screen. He would. Why is it not going full screen? That's better. Let me just share this screen. Also, if he comes in, he would be our joint tallest player in the squad. I don't know if you can see that. He's 6'5", so it's the same height as Skalmaka. Thomas Soucek is 6'4". Zuma and Agbono are both 6'3". Craig Dawson's 6'2". So is Naya Figuered, and Declan Rice is 6'1". So that could potentially be, although you wouldn't all play the swing. No, you wouldn't. You could, maybe. That could potentially be 8 plus 6 foot players playing for West Ham, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy when you look at that. But let's see what people are saying. Right, let's go right to the top. Wow, loads and loads of comments. Duke's in the house. Hope you are. Huge statement for the club if we get this done. Actually, let's go back to where's the picture of me and Aguerd. In case people turn up. There we go, nice. What we got here? Oh my god. Afternoon, Brian, hope you're well. Gorilla Some ITK is reporting that he's off. We'll see what happens with that. Well, I'm currently having Free From Desire singing Free From Desire. Onana is a hammer. Na 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 na. Cornet is done apparently. It could be done. We don't know, Garino. As I said, there was also speculation today that this man has decided he's going to be interested in signing for West Ham today. So who knows? Could it be 3 signings? Could it be 2 signings? Then there's reports today saying even if we get Kostic or we got Cornet as our left-sided sort of a midfielder, so to speak, we're still going to go and get someone like Luke Thomas from Leicester. Mental. Absolutely crazy. Right. Tim's in the house. Hope you're well, Tim. Anyone hopeful to sign? He's a bit class. Yeah, we'll talk a bit. I think we'll talk a bit about Cornet later on. I think we'll talk about Cornet maybe at Hammer's Headlines tonight. Interesting stipulation apparently in the offer to them. In terms of, by all accounts, we're not going to buy him. We're going to get him on loan. So if we get him on loan, that's great, but it will be with a caveat, an obligation to buy if he makes a certain number of appearances, which I think is great. When he's in the shirt, I believe. Indeed. Afternoon. Hope you're well, Adam. Mixed Howell Antonio. Yo. Now, I'm not saying, because everyone's doing it. I'm saying Amadou do. because I like to call him by the first name. Push Pineapple, shake your feet. Gaz in the house, hope you're well. Jason, hope you're well. Connor's a great share. Any news on Hossam? No, there isn't, Brian. Cross Hammers, good afternoon. Great news if true. Well, as I said, it's been on Sky Sports, it's been on X. I think Fabrizio's mentioned it. Darmesh has put it on his Twitter, and several other news sources. So the rule of three. I'm same as X. X has a rule of three, and I have the rule of three. And if more than three different people, then I'm more excited. It's going to be a tough season. Big signings have been made elsewhere. They haven't. I think we made big signings as well. So, afternoon playmates. Believe no one until then. Shirt. Indeed. Ludders in the chat. Hope you're well, Ludders. Liam's here. Hope you're well. Hope it goes through. Evening, Russ Moores. Hope you're well. Alan. Is Cornet coming to play left wing because he can play left back? I think he's going to do both. Gaza, to be honest. Jimmy, kind regards. £1.79. Thank you very much. Coming your irons. Coming irons indeed. Oh, no. Hey, goodbye. Yeah. Moyes is buying a basketball. He certainly is looking at that squad. He certainly is. Great news if it happens. Yeah, indeed. GP, hope you are well. If true, Kudos to Onana is around the same age as Rice. The combo of Onana and Declan is scary because in time this allows Declan to push forward even more. It does. It gives us more options as well, squad-wise, as well, as I said. If I put that back in to here, if you see that, he would come in being our 8th first team over 6 footer. I'm sure that's a term. Him and Scamacho will both be 6'5", so he brought in 2 big boys. Actually, he brought in 3 big boys this summer already. Again, 6'2" as well, and Declan Rice is still 6'1". So set plays are key. So for me, it's about getting that set piece king. Someone who could take over from Cresswell eventually. Who's not going? We don't have to have Cresswell necessarily just to get through set plays. Bowen's got a good set play on him as well. And I think, particularly in some games where we can't break teams down, set plays we've seen last season were really important. I think for us as well, corners, free kicks, late darts into the box. We're going to be a really physically intimidating side if we get an Onana through the line as well. Exciting times. We are fishy land of the Giants. We certainly are. Good afternoon. I'm just going through here and just seeing. And also the news that with news at Masuak obviously going to Besiktas, the assumption would be that there would be someone coming in for that left side. So it could be Cornet, for example. Artel's in, Richard's in, South Africa. Hope you're doing well, my man. His dad's from Cameroon, thank you, and his mum is from Senegal, I believe. 75 million, not enough. He's an international. We might talk about that tonight at Hammer's Headlines, actually, in terms of West Ham have put a price tag on Bowen's head. His favourite group is Bananarama. Bananarama. Can't say it too many times. If it's Belgium, probably one of the Congos. It's Cameroon and Senegal. I believe he is a box-to-box. But he's mainly used as a defensive midfielder, as I said, but he has done the box-to-box job, and also he has played centre-back as well. Average height team now has snow on top. Indeed, it does seem it. Amazing signing it can be. It's not signed yet. It's been accepted. Apparently, we're still a long way away from what we want to offer in terms of. That's what X has said, and Darmesh and people from the actual negotiations of the contract. Some people said we've already agreed the contract before even agreeing the bid, but that sure doesn't work. Richard, great signing. I wonder what Rice is thinking. Would he consider this as a club? Well, I bloody well hope so. You've bought in not just good now, but you bought in good for the future as well. Onana's 20. He's made. How many first team appearances has he made? He's literally made. What has he made? He's literally made 55. Say 56 with Hoffenheim as well. But that's not really. That was like a reserve team game. So say for professional first team games, he's only played 55 first team games. So that's there's a lot there. There's not a lot there, is there? So he's got plenty of miles on the clock. I'm excited. This crazy fog is getting. Oh, shut up. Just the right fit for me. Feel very exciting once confirmed officially. Yep. Obviously we've got a way to go. He's not officially signed. West Ham like to drag these bits out now. So we'll see. Hopefully we get over the line. Maybe he'll be announced. Maybe he'll be introduced on Sunday. Who knows? Who knows? We should be dangerous. We certainly would be. Afternoon, Rich. Hope you're well, my friends. Hope it doesn't mean we won't keep the ball on the ground with all the tall players. No, I think we still got... I mean, yeah, Skamaka can play. Onana's still got a really good percentage, like pass completion rate. Declan Rice likes to play at the floor. You know, we've got the likes of Agad, who's when he's back fit, he's a great ball player. I don't think we're going to be lumping up in the air, but when it comes to set pieces, we're going to be dangerous, even more dangerous than we were last year. Either Onana or Rice. That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean, Joe. Not Rice, but I think Onana could come in and potentially cover us if need be. If need be, you might not need it, but yeah. Kostic says he wants Champions League football. He does, but then apparently today he's interested in West Ham again. So we'll see. If Cornet is done, can he wear 99? No, he can't. Premier League rules say you can't, because that's the trouble with Skamaka. Because Skamaka wears at Sassuolo wore the 91 shirt, so he wasn't allowed to do it. Everyone's talking to each other. Nice. Papa surfs in there. Danielle's in. Hope you're well, Danielle. It was mentioned. Yep, was it 10 past 11 last night by the French journalist. Love Cornet, love Onana, and the Beast. A bit of Kostic will do me a treat. Indeed, very good. If we sign Onana, does that mean Conor Coventry will play even less? I don't think Conor Coventry has a much. I personally don't think. I think he has much of a future at West Ham. In all honesty, someone like Finn Downs coming in as well. I don't see it happening. Does everyone else we're the 9th biggest spender? We are indeed. I don't think that's going to happen, Green. I don't think he's going to Juventus. I don't think Juventus are particularly interested in him. Neither's into Milan, to be honest. Don't want to sell Souček. Need a massive bench. We do. Afternoon, usual suspect. Hope you're well. Kostic would have to be dragged, kicking and screaming for us. Team of the Giants, we certainly are. Downs, no, I don't think Flynn Downs. I keep calling him Wally Downs. I don't think he's that tall. Flynn Downs is 5'8". He's a little man, isn't he? Thoughts on Cornet? Great play if he comes in. I think if we get the signing on a loan, I think that's great, because I'd rather reallocate that. But we've had that obligation to buy if he hits 25 league games or something like that, you know. Hit the like button, indeed. Thank you very much. If you are new around, there's a few new names. Nice to see you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification, and you'll be made aware of any time we put new content. And obviously, it's the kickoff. It's the kickoff to the season, new season starting. Obviously, on Sunday when we're at home to Man City, we've got loads of really cool stuff. We've got a lot of ex-players coming on, giving us their thoughts for the season. The likes of Duke's favourite, Duke's lover boy, Stuart Slater. We've got Robbie Slater. We got Sinks, Tricky Trev. We've got hopefully Sebastian Schemmel coming on. Maybe a few random people like Kaz Pennant, Jack May, all these types of people are going to come on giving their views for the season ahead. So interesting times. And Anton spent a lot of time on his new preview. So that'll be on Saturday night. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure it's been already reported that he wants to join. It won't be a problem. Yes, but I've heard that they're still far away apart, but I'm sure people will start looking at flights from Lille when they're coming over. Can't wait for Forest away. Great, yeah. What's happened with Diop? Diop put out a really cryptic post the other day saying, you know, don't spread rumours and things like that. Then I thought he said another one which said done. I think with Onana coming in, I think they may move Diop on. Because I think then they could. Because they've got cover then. You've got Zuma, Dawson, Ogbonna, 3 fit centre backs. Again, to come back in. Onana can cover if need be. You got Rice if need be. You got Ben Johnson need be at back 3. You got Cresswell coming in at back 3. So I think there's lots of options. Last night go well. We'll see. I don't. Well, it might be. By all accounts, Juventus weren't interested. So we'll see. Afternoon, all. Get it done, Moyes. Get it done. We're gonna have better backups, so first teamers might get a proper rest. Yep, hopefully. Get another 4 or 5 in. We should have 2 good teams. Could you imagine? Maybe getting Cornet alone would free up some cash or not. That's my thoughts, Garrido. That's my thoughts. And also free up some cash for the left back as well. Still need a left back, in my opinion. I think Cornet is great as a wing back, but not a left back. We had that with bloody what's his face, Arthur, didn't we? How much we spent so far? I think we spent about 85 million. I think in total, but someone will quote me on that. What's your prediction for next season? We're going to do that. We'll probably do predictions either tomorrow's lunchtime show, or Friday's lunchtime show. Maybe Friday. We'll probably do Friday's lunchtime show. If we have a successful, does it change your mind on the board? Gary, I've always been in a situation where the ball's a ball, isn't it? You know, we've never had any success, prolonged period of success in our history, really. So, you know, and don't forget the early 60s, we had three of the best team in the world, and we didn't win the league. We won a cup, or two cups, but that's it. So, I mean, it shows intent, doesn't it? It shows intent. It shows also Moyes' intent in terms of bringing together a bit of a rebuild, which was needed. And this has got his fingerprints on it in terms of what his vision for the team is. Good news if he signs, get more over the line, we can hope. We should have a go at Borussia Dortmund's. Yeah, he's on a free transfer. I'm going to also talk about another free transfer that apparently is happening. And we'll do that at Hammer's Headlines tonight. Slater on Ancash, he certainly is. We know that. I've got a picture of you with your doe-eyed look at him. Is there a login for past? There is a login. If you go Papa Firth. If you go to the YouTube, I haven't got the link now, but if you go to the YouTube channel and click on the community tab, there'll be one of the things in there. If not, I'll make sure I've got it ready for tomorrow or Friday for you. Yep, it's been agreed. Cornet and Kostic for around 35 million sorts out that left side so nicely. Would be nice. Peter, that 99 joke went right. What 99 joke? And I'm usually good at jokes. Where's Peter's 99 joke? I can't see his 99 joke. Did I miss it? Apologies if I do. Please let me know it again. I love a good joke. Let me know. In midfield, we've got our ups and downs. Very good. I like that one. Revelator. Alf, how you doing, son? How you doing? Alf's going to come back on. He's going to do his grumbles and stuff soon. So in the new season. So we look forward to getting Alf back on. Very happy we got. Well, he's not signed yet. Don't worry. He's not officially signed yet, but you know, it's good to hear. It's good to hear. Look at the love for Alf. Look at the love for Alf. Apparently he's on 5.5 a week. So wages, really? Let's have a look. I thought he was on a bit more. Amadou Onana wages. Amadou Onana wages. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, apparently so. Wow. On one it is, and on the other one it's not. On the other one he's at 30 grand. Yeah, so one says 5 and the other says 29 or say 30,000 euro a week. So I'd say it's more like that than 5.5 in my opinion, but you know, I'm just an annual salary of 1.5 million euros. So yeah, that's so doable, isn't it? You know, you could double your wages. I mean, I think Skolmaker's on about 65 grand a week now. So I've just seen Rice a few times lately in Braveheart with Noble. I can't see him leaving now as a challenger of a big size. I totally agree. Hi, everyone from Land of Oz. How are you feeling? Pretty happy. A couple more incoming. They are indeed, Alf. As I said, Onana bid accepted, so we'll see what happens. Afternoon, Howard. I see this window's our best opportunity to build to keep Rice. You agree? I totally agree. But that's only half the battle, isn't it? We've got, you've got the building blocks. Now you need to build the house, which looks good, which can, so he's getting the pieces. He's got the pieces of the cake. He's got the best this and this, the newest and the fanciest. But it's about now the next, how they all integrate together. We normally get Cutlass. Can you see this happening? I could see maybe. I could do actually. I think Cornet will come in as a loan. I really do. I don't think we'll be spending the 17 because originally I think his release clause is 17 million up front, or we were asking for instalments, which was 25 million in instalments. But apparently we've gone in with a loan, but obligation to buy if he, or sort of obligation to buy if he makes a number of appearances or something like that. Onana's good news, just what we've been waiting for, power and pace. And I think, I always liken it, you think, we've all, sort of, going back the sort of late 90s, the likes of Marc-Vivien Foé, you've got Alex Song came in and did a good job for us. We had Cheika Kouyaté when he first signed for us, was a bit of a beast. And I think he will be a bit of a beast. And I think it's going to be, and he's 20, so he's got time to grow, he's got time to mould. It's good news for Hamburg as well, because they get kicked back. I think they get 25% sell-on fee they've had on imposed, so there we go. I think the left back might be a loan, might be. What left back do you have in mind? Well, apparently we were still looking at Luke Thomas from Leicester. I think the likes of Alex Grimaldon, Borna Souza. It depends about what's going to happen with Cucurella. If he goes to Chelsea, then I think Angelino, I think Brighton might try and pinch him as a replacement. There's going to be a big merry-go-round with left back soon, I think, because Ryan went to RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig want to get rid of Angelino. Brighton, if Cucurella goes to Chelsea, or even he goes to City, there's going to be a need to move things around. There's be lots of moving parts. I'll have an Onana cornet with a flake, please. Indeed. I get it now. I get it. The 99, very good. I get it. As long as left back gets done, it would be a great season. I think that's it. Is Scamacca going right to... I don't think so, P-Cats. I don't think he's going to start against City. I think it will be pretty much like for like as how we played them pretty much last season. At the last game of the season, which is it's weird, like we played in the last home game, we're playing in the first game. The team I think is going to be very, very similar. Personally, I think Scamacca will be on the bench, Flynn will be on the bench, obviously Agaird's injured. I think he'll start with Fabianski personally, but not Greeny would do, but there we go. He is 20, he is indeed. If he did, I get it now. I get it. Sorry, I get it. I get the joke now. I do apologise. Razor, hope you're well. Richard, hope you're... Wow, loads of people. Who do you want? Mine is Souza. Yeah, he fits perfectly. He's a great player. I think City are after him. I think Rice likes the idea of carrying on no legacy. I totally agree. Harry, just an idea. If we get Onana, I think we could push Rice into a cam. No, I don't. I don't think that's his position. I think Rice likes to be box to box. I don't think Cam's the right position for him. I think box to box, and I think that's where his future lies, and England and everything, that box to box position. We got to win something too to keep Rice. We certainly do. If Rice goes, we now have Downs and Onana. We still have Souček as well. Is Brozier on loan still a prospect? Could be towards the end. Maybe I think that could be a cheeky one at the end of the transfer window. Could be easily. A little loan deal, little loansy. We'll see. Souza would be huge for us. I know that. Corner is going to be permanent, I heard. Well, I've heard it could be permanent. I've heard also it could be a loan deal. And so we'll see what happens. There's lots of clubs after him. I think it's up to him, really. But obviously, we can offer Champions League. I wish. We can offer Conference League football, hopefully, for the rest of the season. If we get past, the Swedes or the Faroe Islanders. Rice is going to run down his contract unless someone comes in and buys 150 million. That's a fact. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think you're probably right. No more Masuaku left back on the coach jokes. Indeed. Sosa's injured, says Freshfield. Finger on the pulse. Missed Stuttgart's game at the weekend. And Kostic played, didn't he? Sosa does have a wand. He certainly does. You say that about left backs, but the season starts on Sunday. We ain't got one. We have got one. We've got one. We've got Cresswell. Obviously, Cresswell, we won't have him for the Europa League, the Conference League playoffs, will we? Because he's suspended. So people forget he got sent off. He got sent off that game, and so he misses both legs, I think, doesn't he? Or is it one leg? I think he misses one leg. Rice misses both legs, and Moyes misses the first leg. There we go. What's that, Ben Rama? Nothing at the moment. If we get an Onana, we've got to trust to get a left back. Indeed. I think guys are really exciting times. Hoping to be at the fan club on Sunday. If anyone there we go. Obviously they got the West Ham Sports Club Anyone going to the game, obviously, we'll be there, and hopefully I'll be there afterwards as well. So we'll see. Kaiser Sose is a myth. He doesn't exist. If these signs happen, I will forgive Moyes for January. Jesus, Jimmy. Wow. That was worth the £1.79 earlier. Will Rice be pushing up this season now we have Downs? No. Downs doesn't come in. For me, Downs doesn't come in as a first team at the moment. Downs comes in as Mark Noble's replacement. I think you've got Rice, Souček, and Onana ahead of him, in all honesty. So he comes in as a good. He's 23. I mean, he's like a month or so younger than Declan Rice, isn't he? A month or two. I think he comes in. He's that Mark Noble player. He'll be there. He'll come in, Mr. Reliable. Cup games. He's not, for me. He's not going to be a starter. But who knows? He hasn't played a lot of friendly time so far. He made one game, or he hasn't played a lot. We desperately left up. We certainly do. Last 2 January windows, 0 spend. We should have some dosh. Doesn't always work out like that. Black Country. It goes back into the pot. That it doesn't necessarily carry over. You don't like sort of put it in a drawer and use it afterwards. It's then used for other things. So, but there would have been a bit of money. By all accounts, it was 130 to 150 million quid apparently. Roughly, we were going to spend this summer. We spent about 80, 90 quid already. Say we get a Nana in, that's 120. Say. Then you've got space for, if you got, I don't know, I'm just making up names. If you got Cornet, say you bought Cornet for 17 million and you bought Kostic for about 17 million, that's another 35 million quid. So that would be about 150 million-ish. Or maybe you buy Cornet, or you get him on loan and you get Kostic in and spend 70 million. I don't know how much it would be for Sousa, 20 million, say, for example. So maybe. Need new players in ASAP with so many games. We certainly do. Cresswell going to get found out big time, Russ. No, totally. This is, I think it's the one position I'm surprised we haven't really. I mean, we know we need a striker. We needed a left-sided centre-back. We needed to improve the goalkeeper position, or sort out the goalkeeper's position. We needed a central midfielder, I think, cover for Souček and Rice. We've got that now, hopefully. Touch wood. Now we need to address the left side, both from a defensive perspective and an attacking perspective. The rest of the team, I mean, at the moment, the left-back picks itself. The rest of the team does pick itself, I think, now. Maybe Antonio and Skomakas, but I mean, even that. I mean, I've made I've suggested that maybe it means that Antonio goes onto the left and you play Antonio, Skomakas, and Bowen in a front, very scary front three. But it's that left back position, left back and left wing. We haven't got definitive numbers. I think if we get in Kostic or you got in a Cornet, I think Antonio eventually is on the bench. He's an impact player. He's 32, 33. I think that's, for me, Skomakas is the future. Skomakas, you have 3 of Bowen, Skomakas, and a left Cornet or a Kostic. That ain't shabby at all. Forgot about the red card. See, people forget about that. People forget that Cresswell is back. I better tell the club. They probably forgot as well. But he'll be back. I'm sure he can. But Agard is injured, and he ain't going to come back until. Well, I personally think if you see him before the World Cup, you've done well. I don't think, but we'll see. We have to have a real go. The Cup's been a long time. It is, and don't forget, obviously, the Carabao Cup, because we're in Europe. Even if God forbid we don't get through the playoff, because we're entering Europe, we're already in the European competitions. We miss out on the round 2 of the Carabao Cup. So there we go. Jason Steinberg reporting that Cornet bid rejected by Burnley. I'm sure it'll be rejected because they want as much money as possible. Downs are playing the cup game. Yeah, I totally agree. Europe, FA Cup. Yeah, exactly. And when Souček or Rice need a rest or not, that type of thing. Alex Crook announced it on TalkSport Russ about permanent signing. Well, there we go. Fair play. Kostic will not be coming. Unfortunately, his legs are gone. Yet we know. I think they've gone about a season and a half ago, mate. A bit less sided play in front of Cresswell reduces exposure. I'd like to see a new left back though. I don't think Cornet would give that sort of. He may do. I might give him a disservice, to be honest. I personally, to be honest, I'd whack Antonio left side. I really would, because he don't stop running, and he's only got to run up and down rather than all over the place, up and down, up and down. He could probably do that for 90 minutes. Isaac says Kostic will stay at Frankfurt. Schumacher will work out to be a great striker. I totally agree. And I think he's got it. Do you know what I mean? Certain players, they come into the club and you think they've got it. They've just got that connection. And Schumacher has that. It seems that, that James Richardson interview where he said, all right, me old China. I love that. And a bit with like Pablo Fornals. He just gets West Ham. And I think it's going to be a really good relationship with Schumacher. A really love relationship. If you're new around here, give a like, give a comment, give a share, all that good stuff. What we got here? Antonio as the impact means we'll need a brochure. Possibly. Or it might just mean you play him on the left. I'm just saying. Antonio would frighten defenders, certainly would. Offering Timothy, Onana and Cornet for me. Soslo, Antonio told to play on the left, will stay in the middle instead. Yeah, quite possibly. Why did you do this for the last 3 years, you idiot? Hasn't Cornet got... He does have a £17.5 million release clause if you pay up front in one off. Apparently. But we wanted it on instalments. And so... the instalment pack is apparently a total deal of about 25 million. That's what I've read. Thoughts on Vlasic's role this season? Minor role this season, unfortunately. I think he'll be. I think if we get a left-sided player, I think there's Masuaku going on loan's a bit of a, because that's a I think I'd like to. I mean, I like all the players to try and do well. If they put a claret and blue shirt on, I'll give him the backing. But I just don't know where he's going to get him. Big fan of Ben Ryan, reminds me of Berkovic. Why don't he play more? I think David. I think it's adaptability. I think he's a very skillful player. He can on his day be a world beater. But Moyes' team, the way Moyes sets up his team, you got to do your tracking back. You got to do your defending, and that's why I don't think he plays as much. Towards the end of last season, there's a couple of games. I think the Frankfurt game he came on and he really sort of had the bit between his teeth. There's another game as well that he came on and had really a bit between his teeth. When he does it, he can be. I think he can be, but is that stifling him as a creative player? Do you know what I mean? Doing that, I don't know, but I'd like to have good run of games. I think he would do well. Schumacher's going to be special. I totally agree. I think we should have signed Sinisterra. Don't know, mate. Right, should play the next season. I mean, if you're looking at it from a pessimistic angle, yes, he could be. And I think if Rice did go, not this season, next season, then with Onana, with Souček still around, with Downs there as well, yeah, possibly. Beckwith was fine. I totally agree. Antonio left on Sunday. The only way to keep up with Walker. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen on Sunday. I think Antonio will be up front. I think Schumacher will be on the bench. We need a player who plays left back and stops using Johnson there. You play Johnson there if you've had bad injuries. I think he likes Johnson there. That's the trouble. And we've got a bloody good another young. Obviously, we've got Harrison Ashby as well, who's bloody good. So it's a tricky one for me. I think for Ben Johnson's career, he needs to think about changing his position, because there's in England, the England setup. I think there's about 8 right backs ahead of him. Not many left backs, more right backs. You got to think people like Alexander-Arnold straight off the bat, Carl Walker, Reece James, and then you go into the other two, and you got Tio Livramento from Southampton. You've got Laperty. You've got Deej Spence, who's just gone to Tottenham. So that's literally, I'm just without the thinking, that's 7 left backs already, and then Ben Johnson, right backs, then Ben Johnson. Personally, I think he if he wants to get more international, I think he should really consider but specialising in it, not sort of dipping in. I'm going to be a left back now and specialise it or whatever, or I'm going to be this position or this position, just because for his own sanity. And Terry's hamstrings will go if he plays on the wing. Mark, he plays on the wing basically anyway. Just Coke, unfortunately. Cornet swap with Ben Rama. I don't think Ben Rama... Actually, you could go back in that. I mean, do you know what? Burnley were wicked on Friday. They were so good. So good. Josh played brilliant as well. And obviously, Cornet didn't even play. They were fantastic. And under someone like Vincent Kompany back in the Championship, that's not so much of a silly idea. Benny suffers from blind alley syndrome. Basically, signs the same syndrome that my brother used to play when we was playing five-a-side at Power League. Simon would literally run into a corner and just head first into a corner with the ball, and he's stuck. But he'll do it 20 times a game. It was his birthday the other day. Happy birthday, son. And he just found out he's having a little girl, which is brilliant. Sanish Tira, very good. Okay, very good. Never heard of him. I'll be honest. I'm good, thanks. Good. We need to win a cup to keep Dex. Seen the news, great stuff. It is. What position are we expecting to be by the World Cup? Well, we've got a tough 6 games, isn't it? We've got a tough first 6 games. I think if we're top 10, I think if we're in the top half, I think we've done well. Because I think coming back from the World Cup, it's going to be like another season. It's going to be like sort of project restart, when people are going to come back. They're going to come back injured. Some people are going to come back really well. Then the transfer window opens. So it's almost like a second season. So I think as long as you're in the top 10, top 8, top 9, whatever, I think that's a good position to be in come November. He signed for... there we go. We need a left back similar to Robinson and Liverpool. Would be lovely, wouldn't it? Ashby still work in progress. Marshall and Kelly from 19th. Indeed, I think Ashby he'll be the sort of cup right back this season. Sort of when we'd throw Ryan Fredericks, that's Ashby's role. Imagine a front line of Antonio. I know, I am. Marshall looks a lot better than Dorothy, indeed. To add to the size, I mean, just look. I've said this a few times. Look at the size of that team. All over 6 foot. Range from Deck at 6'1". Agad and Dawson is both 6'2". Zuma and Ogbonna are both 6'3". Sutek 6'4". Skomaka and Onana, if he comes in, would both be 6'5". So big boys. This season, I'm hopeful for a Ben Johnson bulk up. I like the pictures in the background. Nice. Thank you. Do you like them? Very good. Not pictures, actual shirts. Actual shirts. Tell you, a couple are pictures, but most of them are shirts. Are my shirts. I never really bought shirts until I met Joe, until my wife, because I think it's just easy for like birthdays, West Ham shirt, Father's Day, West Ham shirt, Christmas, West Ham shirt, first, second, third tee. So I've got a lot from Boy about the last 13 years, but nothing beforehand. So yeah, thank you. And if you notice, Anton's nicked the same idea. Burnley were great on Friday. They were brilliant, and Burnley, they looked like they were in a hurry. They were in a hurry to win the championship. That's how much they seemed to. I thought they were fantastic. Do we need an attacking midfield? I would like one, but I don't think. I mean, you can also deploy Cornet. If we could get Cornet in, you could deploy him as an AM as well, or a cam. He's played cam as well. He's played up front. We'll see. Did I see something that Africa will be moved this summer? It probably will be, obviously, because of the World Cup. Onana won 150, playing around like poetic. 150 grand a week. Nah, I mean, he's only on 30. I think he's some sites say he's on £6,000 a week, and some say he's on €30,000 a week. So we'll see. Looks like personal terms very difficult, according to many top sources. I think that's going to be the only issue. But I think, the fact that you can offer Kostic, offer him 100, make him the top earned player, in line with Zuma at 120 grand a week. I think you'll be looking. I reckon, although he wants 100, of course you're going to go in and say I want 150 grand a week, and we'll say right, we'll give you 60. No, I want 150 grand. Okay, we'll give you 70, and I think they'll they'll meet in the middle eventually. The trouble with the World Cup is non-internationals will have a 6 to 7. Exactly. And that ain't a bad thing. You got to think the likes of Fabianski's going to have a rest. Cressel's going to have a rest. You're going to have Ben Johnson's going to have a rest. Soufal's going to have a rest. Soucek's going to have a rest. Flynn's going to have a rest. Onana will probably get called up. Could get called up to the thing. He's just been called to the first team, but he could get a rest if he signs. Skamaka will have a rest. Ben Rama will have a rest. So there's going to be a lot of our players are going to have a rest, just in terms of who's qualified. So that's not really bad. Benny's got no excuse. All he has to do is aim for a 6'5" striker. Indeed, we just need to speed that down. You had that speed down the left after Onana to get a top team. I totally agree. Great show. Benny needs to go, says David. No pace. Bottles of 50 minutes. Can't cross the ball with left foot. Always cuts back inside on left foot. He is no use centrally. There we go. David has spoken. The backdrop is the best I've seen. One of mine's fallen down. There. So that's why sometimes I talk like this a little bit, because it's quite obvious. But now I've shown you, it's going to be really obvious. You're going to see it all the time. I need to buy another one. I tell you, Hobbycraft have done a great trade. These frames, I mean, that's a shirt. £6. £6. 2 Up 2 Down, which I showed 2 Up 2 Down was, and they must think they've had a right rush on. I was one of those silly people that got a Lingard shirt. Vlasic was better than Benny, far better option, just my opinion. In my opinion, Vlasic works better in a Moyes system than Ben Rama does. Not saying they're better players. I think Benny's more a creative player, but Vlasic is more of a team player. Does that make sense? But we'll see. Onana, indeed. I think give Vlasic a run and dump Ben Rama. Oh, dear. Indeed, yep. Antonio will have a rest. I forgot about Antonio. We have a basketball team. We certainly do. Shufel have a rest, indeed. Have a picture of Anton. Yeah, I should get a picture of Anton there. What does winning the Europa League give you? Well, winning the Europa Conference. So Europa Conference, if we win, will give us a place in the Europa League next year. In the same way, if you win the Europa League this year, you go into the Champions League. Now, I think, in all honesty, given the likes of Villa improving their squad, I think us getting into Europe, potentially, via the league position, is going to be a lot tougher than it has been in the last 2 years. So, I think winning the conference is the easiest way for us to guarantee, because we would guarantee, if you win the conference, you guaranteed Europa League football next year. And I think it's something like, if you win all the games, I think it's something like, I can't remember, I did work out how many games. But yeah, a fair bit of money. Don't turn your nose up to it, Tim. I find something to do with there's a lot of art in 30th. I live near. Maybe if I see, I can submit them empty and call them inspiration. I like it. Classic had no opportunity or consist. I think Vlasic, not Classic. I think that's a bit of spell check. But I think he had a run of games where literally. So I've got such an itch on my leg. I think on that bite, there was a run of games last season where literally you were saying that, after every game I was like, this is Vlasic's best game for us. This is Vlasic's best, and it was literally game after game. But then he didn't. I do think Ashby is ready to break through. I totally agree. Peter Jones, hope you're well. Nice to see you. Mo, hope you're well. Ashby was worked hard and beefed up. He does. Yeah, he's looking good, man. Right, okie dokie. Well, in terms of anyone who's turned up late, so obviously, the story is Onana's a bid for Onana has been accepted. We've got, it's €35 million with 5 million add-ons apparently is the fee. Onana, he's a 6'5" big boy, 20 years old. Only played 50 odd first team appearances in his career so far. He made his debut less than 2 years ago in terms of professional debut. Has played international football for under Belgium under 17s, 18s, 19s, 21s, and made his first team debut for the Belgian international side in June, a couple of months ago. And primarily a defensive midfielder. he has played box to box and also has played centre back as well. And last season for Lille, they bought him in the summer of that year. I think he had 11 starts in all in for Lille last season, but he made 32 appearances in the league, scored a goal, 83% passing actually, no errors leading to a goal, which is good to see. And obviously, it then increases our beefy boys. So we'll have the likes of Onana 6'5", Skarmaka's 6'5", Souček 6'4". You've got 6'3" is Oggy and Zuma. Ballon Dawson and Aged are both 6'2", and Rice is 6'1". So, woohoo! That sounds good. Surely they'll be done if we're not learning anything. Well, yeah, we never do. A trophy will be a psychological boost from there. It'll be a springboard once the players have a feeling it breeds success. You're totally right. And Nana will get 5 to 8, 12 to 15. Wow. Yaya Nana. I like that. But would it be good if you remember Zima? He was at Brighton, loaned to Stoke, now left Brighton. Yeah, but it wasn't a Rob Newman man, was he? I think I can see Onana being a bit of a Rob Newman man. Jeremy Howard and Spuds are the best, and we spanked him out there. We certainly did, which was great to see. Will commentary ever? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. He is now, if we got Onana in, say for example, he is 4th choice, 5th choice. Declan Rice, Tommy Souček, Onana, Flynn, then Coventry. And I mean, Anton was at the St Andrews last when they were doing the pre-season at Scotland, and Fornals was playing that central midfield role as well during like the sort of the training. So I honestly don't think he does. And is that a bad thing? It's a bad thing for youth development, yes, but it shows we're increasing our presence. We're getting better players in. We're not, the players who come through from the academy have to be Declan Rice level, to get any game time. They have to be. I mean, that's why I think Ashby is going to be that type of player. He's brilliant. So, match of day, Margaret Fernando Skarmaka winning goal of the month. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they do say. He will have every month he'll probably be in the goal. He does like a shot. Squad looking good. And Nana arriving 7th place. Sound back. Yeah, it sounds good. Just a squad player. Really, yeah. Or maybe do look at how Cullen. I think Cullen. Bless me. I think Cullen's going to. Sorry. I think Cullen's going to flourish at absolute flourish at Burnley, and maybe that's the best thing to do. We've interviewed lots of players who have played around that time, and I'm thinking like who on the peripherals, people like Lee Hodges, Izzy Ikupen, Adam Newton. These guys weren't going to get first team football, so they dropped down a division or two, had a great career, and I think actually that's sometimes the way to do it. Not everyone that comes with the academy will get into the first team, and that's not a fault in the academy. It's it's just there's going to be better players. Could Fornals be asked to attack more? Maybe. That's the only thing. I think in at the moment that left-sided position is sort of Fornals' position. I think if you get in someone like Cornet or Kostic or someone like that, Fornals isn't a guaranteed starter, and I think we'd miss his energy. But then again, we're upgrading. So maybe it would be. Maybe Fornals then goes in to play a 10 role. That's what originally he was brought in for, was as a 10. But then Lanzini as well, I think, but there's going to be competition for places, which is great. Would you rather have inside forward? Inside forward, oh, I love it. If we were playing on the left, 4-2-3-1, or a better deliverer for Skarmaka. I think it's not necessarily for me, it's that, I mean, how many assists did Cresswell get last season from left back? Sort of overlapping and crossing it in. That's the key, I think, for me. Arthur Massarock leaving on loans to give Longella potentially. I mean, as I said, we'll need a left back for the Europa League games, Europa Conference playoff games. Cresswell's going to be suspended, so whether we go through at the back and play Fornals at wing back, or whether Longella does come in and play left back. The money spent on Longella would be recuperated if we got a top 4. You're totally right, Ian. Not only did we spank them, Gaza, we spanked them and lifted the cup at their own ground. Don't like it, Upham. Lanzini working off the bench this season. Yeah, possibly. I was surprised not more of the Boca, because there was talk about him going back to Argentina. I think in a couple of years, maybe another year's time, I think I could see that happening. His kid will be a year older and stuff, so there we go. Thank you. Not every academy pack, exactly. And we can see within the academy now, we're buying in players like Marshall, for example, and Kelly. They're coming in, and I mean Marshall's on fire for the under-18s. So we're trying to improve the youth team and bring them up, as well. So, 2 or 3 years' time, you can see Marshall getting in around the first team. The way he's going, he's absolutely smashing it. What's the Blackburn fella like? All right. I'd prefer Cornet over Diaz, to be honest. If we're negotiating people, get these two people you mentioned in. We may work a couple of miracles and get maybe. The song, I think it's Amadou Do Push Pineapples, Shake Coffee, rather than Onana, what's your name? Well, I can see people singing it though. The kids turning up, spank Spurs, I believe they did indeed. He's Lingard in disguise, he's using this guy's welfare. Yeah, I mean, looks like definitely isn't going to happen. If it was going to happen at all, this Onana deal is so similar to how Newcastle worked with Lille on Sven Botman. They put bids in for Botman, didn't they want them all, then it went dead, went quiet. Then there was we're going to have a look at Aguerd. Do you remember there was a big panic we were going to lose Aguerd to Newcastle, and then Botman signs. I think that personally, for my own Sherlock Holmes 2 and 2 = 5 perspective, I think that Zelensky was an interest, but not to the. I think Onana is the main man, and maybe the Zelensky stuff might have moved this along a bit forward for Lille, playing Lille at the only game. I don't know. What's the name? Are you thinking Marshall? It's coming back. I'm hearing from my sources. Lovely. Very good. All right, peeps, I'm going to have to make a move in a tick. Lots of new names in there. Nice to see. If you are new and you look down there where the little subscribe button is and it's red, you're not subscribed. So if you want to come back and see us again, click that button so it goes grey. Then hit the little bell next to it, and every time we come on, we're live. We're on daily, mainly live shows every day, Monday to Friday for sure, and sometimes on a Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday with pre-record shows. Usually twice a day as well during Monday to Friday, if not more if any breaking news happens. We've got obviously the run up to the Man City game coming up on. We've got the preview on Saturday. Anton's been working really hard, new ideas, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to have on Friday we'll have some ex-players sharing us their thoughts on the season ahead. The likes of Stuart Slater, Robbie Slater, Trevor Sinclair. Maybe people, a few more as well. So we'll have that little video package of them. They've been kind enough to give us their time to talk about next season and or the season coming and their thoughts. So make sure you check that all out. We'll also have any news, any breaking news that comes up. We'll make sure we bring that. Have a good afternoon indeed. Should never sold. It might show. Will it though? It might do. It might not. We sold Diangana. Didn't make any problem. You know what I mean? It's and actually, isn't he gone back into the 18s for Leeds anyway now? So there we go. Patrick Hayes, very good player. I've seen him. Yeah, great shout. Kate Slater, no. Anyway, people, thank you very, very much for your time. If we didn't say you left, you're totally right. If you do enjoy us, maybe become a channel member as well. Every week we do a sort of prize draw raffle where you can win some Untuck It shirts, or you could win a bit of memorabilia as well. So every month we do that. So we're doing on Friday. We'll do that as well. So you'll have the August draw to win a West Ham notebook signed by Stuart Slater. Billy's been on. Perry Fennick's been on. Check out. There's a playlist. I think it says Celebrity Hammers, and he's been on. Lovely man. And as I said, what we like to do at the end of every one of our shows is thank our channel members for supporting us, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. I'll be back at 5 o'clock telling you about all the fun stuff that's happened today. Ta-ta for now, my friends. Take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, stay positive. Could we be getting an Onana soon? Let's wait and see. Bye.
how nothing ever stays the same. Once you let it change. It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me.